Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. So the Judge, I just got back from vacation. Myself and my family, we spent the weekend up in Stowe, Vermont, hanging out, just really enjoying ourselves. So we spent Father's Day weekend up there as well, which was cool, right? It was a great time. So when we left for Father's Day weekend, I told Mrs. Judge I want one whiskey and one whiskey only as my present. I mean, I was very, very straightforward. You guys know me, right? Not only in terms of buy or do not buy, but also when it comes to Mrs. Judge and giving, let's just call it my input. So I said, Mrs. Judge, all I want for Father's Day is Found North whiskey. And I have to be very thankful because guess what? Mrs. Judge came through. So think back to, we'll do like a quick overview about Found North. So I had Found North on the channel because I had never actually reviewed any of their products prior to that. I was looking in stores, looking like locally by me in New Jersey, Delaware, PA, and I couldn't find any of their products actually, in the stores. But I was talking to my good friends, Josh and Aaron from Stuff and Whiskey, and they were like, Judge, just reach out to Nick, Nick Taylor, and see if you can get them on the channel. So I got them on the channel, and I fell in love. And I mean fall in love, like I've truly fell in love with Batch 5, live stream with Nick from Found North. Fell in love with Batch 5, and fast forward, I asked Mrs. Judge for 2 presents, and she came through. She got me Batch 5, which is this lovely bottle right here for Father's Day, along with this new release, this single barrel. So let's just talk about Found North as a whole. So think about Found North. They are essentially, there's 2 brothers. So his brother Nick Taylor, and his brother, they started the company. Nick is more like the spokesperson. He does a lot of like the live streams and so forth. And when you think of Found North, their overall concept as a whole, for the most part, is really taking older Canadian whiskey, so older vintages, blending it together. So they're taking like corn whiskey, rye whiskey, malted barley whiskey. They're taking it all and blending it together to create, really, honestly, best in class whiskey. And I don't think, as far as I know, no one else on the market is doing it. At least not as doing it like they are, if you will. So they're taking, again, older vintages, blending them together, and just putting them out there for the most part at a really good price point where we all can enjoy them. So again, I was in love with Batch 5. So Mrs. Judge got this for me for Father's Day. And this is a single barrel as well. So that's essentially the overview of Found North. I'm also actually going to have them on the channel coming up in the next week and a half. I'll post something on Instagram as well as YouTube as like an awareness kind of a thing kind of coming out. They recently released this brand new batch 7. First one in like about, I think, 6 months. So Batch 7 is brand new, just hitting the market. And that is actually available right now online as well. But I'm going to dive into Batch 7 in a little bit. We'll wait for Nick before we dive into Batch 7. Cool? All right. So again, taking Canadian whiskey, older vintages, I'm talking 15, 16, up to like 20-something years, blending it together and making it fantastic whiskey. Why do I like Found North myself as a whole? Number one, for me personally, I like it for the fact that they are very transparent. They're telling you the age of the whiskey, either on the front of the label or the back, the age of it. They're telling you the actual breakdown, in terms of if they're using 70% corn, 20% malted barley, and the other 10% whatever that might be, rye, whatever that might be. But they're very transparent in terms of the mash bill as well. And then also from a price standpoint, very straightforward. I mean, even though they're taking older vintage whiskey, they're for the most part anywhere from $100 to around $130, kind of depending on which expression you actually truly get. So that's one thing I really like about them. They're very transparent as a whole. And the last thing I would say is that you can just go directly to their website and buy their products. That by itself is really cool. You don't have to hunt. You don't have to go to different stores. You drive around all day. Just grab your phone, go directly to their website, and voila, order a bottle, and you're done. And their shipping, I will say, Mrs. Judge has told me directly for these 2 bottles, their shipping, they're top-notch, great service. So I really do appreciate that, honestly. There's no BS, there's no games. And that's honestly the reason why I really do respect not only Nick, but his brother as well over at Fountain North. So I do like that. You can also get their bottles as well from like places like Sillbox or my good buddy Jay over at Shareport. You can go directly to the website as well, but I like that, you know, just going directly online, not having to hunt and all that nonsense. For me, that works out really, really well. All right, I said enough. So I'm going to go ahead and review this single barrel expression that just came out in the last, like, about 3 weeks. Again, at Mrs. Judge, she got this one for me. So this one, it is sold out, but it's more about, you know, is this truly great quality whiskey that we should be really kind of looking for and just giving it a try. All right. So this is a single barrel. Again, this is a single barrel. It's 66% corn. I'm sorry, 66% rye, 30% corn, 4% malted barley. It's coming in at exactly 117.8 proof. For this one here, the MSRP was $99.99. So $100, right? $100. And again, like I said about being transparent, they're very transparent. On the back here, it shows that it's a blend of 12-year-old rye, 19-year-old rye, and 21-year-old corn whiskey. I like that. Very transparent on the back here. So let's dive into this bad boy real quick. Let's get into it. I poured this a little bit ago. Want to give it a chance to kind of air out a little bit. I've already added a little bit to my infinity bottle as I do each and every time. All right. Real quick, before I dive into this, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know what are your thoughts on Fountain North Whiskey. And last but not least, please make sure you also hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Here we go. Cheers, friends. Woo! So from a nose standpoint, very sweet because this is truly a rye. Yeah, it is. From the breakdown, 66% rye. However, this is an important call out. It's finished in PX sherry cask. So it does have like that sweetness from the PX sherry cask finishing. All right. So you definitely do get a ton of what you would think about when you think of a rye whiskey. Wow, yeah. A ton of like very like pepperish, very minty. But you also get like it's almost like the pepper and the mint is very much in many ways kind of caressed by very much like dark fruits like plums, blackberries, strawberry notes. So it's sweet and spicy all at the same time. And what's the proof on this again? Yeah, 117.8 proof. Woo! This bad boy is sweet and spicy. All right. Cheers, everyone. Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh man, look at the legs on that. Wow. Let me get a little bit more. So what's interesting about Fountain North is that I had a lot of my patrons reach out to me. They're like, Judge, traditionally, I am not a big Canadian whiskey fan. However, they're like, I'm a big fan of what Fountain North is doing because they're truly taking really good whiskey, but making it, honestly, probably 1,000 times better by blending it together. That, I think, is their signature calling card. They're taking good, older age Canadian whiskey, but they're blending it together to just bring out just fantastic blends. And this, even though it's sold out, oh my gosh. You might ask, Judge, is this a buy or technically not a do not buy or leave it on the shelf because you can only get it online? This, my friends, is an absolute buy. Again, this single barrel is actually already sold out. For me, it's more about, should I trust a Fountain North product? And I'm here to tell you guys know me, right? Always straight up, no matter what. I don't pull any, there's no just automatic yeses in this courtroom. This brand, this whiskey is absolutely flat out amazing. If you haven't tried Fountain North yet, please make sure you go online, grab a bottle. I don't know if there's any batch 5s left, but if so, grab a batch 5, batch 6. I love that one also. And from the looks of batch 7, I think I'm falling in love again. Until the next time, peace, cheers. Look for the live stream coming up. I'll put that on Instagram. Salute. Take care, everyone. See ya.